Hey everyone, this is part 3 of the Nano tank Bonsai driftwood build, aquascape, and I am today going to get the hardscape put in, and which would be the precursor to getting it planted. So really happy with the results of the substrate and how it looks, especially with brilliant white light. I am really kind of happy I went with this rock here, because I think it's going to go really great in contrast with the black sand. That was opposed to the dragonstone, which is actually in this box here. I think dragonstone would look good too. I don't know what you think, but I love the texture of it, but I just felt like this just would tend to look that much better. So here's a couple of things that I've been trying to get boned up on and ready to do. And basically, when it comes to establishing your hardscape, we have the rules of 3, or I should say maybe the 1/3 rule. Not sure how they say it, but basically the idea is for visual acuity, visual complexity, yet attractiveness, you have to divide horizontally and vertically into thirds your tank. So, and we're talking just visually. So if you can imagine the third going left to right, 1/3, 1/3. The idea is to put your focal points in line with those thirds. And so as you can see here, I've put the bonsai driftwood on the first third on the left, and left a little more space on the right. I've also been reading aquascapers mention that when it comes to the rule of 3 or 1/3 rule is break it when it's appropriate. So have your focal point maybe on 1/3, but then create a little bit of a dissonance, if you will, and put the other secondary focal point maybe off to the side a little bit. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I have this filter intake here, and I'm going to cover that up with this rock here, and that way, and it's going to be a little bit tucked to the side of the aquarium, and that way I think I'm going to be able to build from there. And the rest is just about filling it out, making it look natural. One thing you have to keep in mind is you want to make it look natural in terms of size of rocks. So you have your primary pieces, but I took some other pieces of this stone and then took a hammer to it and broke it up into smaller chunks. And with that, I'm going to be able to create maybe a more natural look. I also have my Home Depot special gravel here to kind of throw in a little bit. I'll do that around the base of the tree and just kind of make it as natural looking as possible. We'll see how good I do at that. And also another tip, less is more. One thing that you can definitely do here is get carried away. A lot of times mature tanks, when you remove something, it all of a sudden pops again. All of a sudden there's a bunch of space created, and it looks that much more striking with a lot more contrast. So one thing to not do is get carried away and put too much in. And so I'm hopefully going to try to find that balance, but I'm just learning as I'm going here and trying to find what looks great. So here we go. right, well, I think I'm going to stop there for now, and the reason being is I definitely was starting to feel the temptation to overdo it, and I think it looks really good here. Again, that main piece off in the corner really looks good, has some depth to it. I like how the path I created of the sand kind of goes up and to the left behind the tree. I also was happy about how this turned out. I think that was probably a piece that was connected to the larger piece there, so it looks like it cracked and separated with time. And I added a little bit of gravel towards the back corner because I'm not planning on planting anything there, so I just wanted to kind of help with the continuity of the natural feel of the scape. I'm not totally convinced on the front pieces of gravel. It might be distracting from the granite pieces here, but I will definitely have to readjust this as we get things planted, and so it's not really going to be how it looks at the very end. I'll also be adding sand to make things a little more natural looking, and make sure that the sand kind of climbs up the tree trunks, if you will, and just kind of buries things a little bit. But I think it looks really good, and I'm about to go and get some plants ordered and continue with the project. The only thing I was thinking about, I'm not sure how to overcome it, is once I get the grass planted, is it going to overwhelm the rock here? I think it might be just a matter of keeping things trimmed up, but we'll have to see how things go. And I do intend to, right now I'm thinking of just keeping this little path, the sand path, free and clear. So I wanted to get a carpet of the hair grass growing in the foreground. And then I'm going to get some Anubia to park on in the rockscape, along with the moss that goes in the tree. So that's going to look really smart. So anyways, hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or even tips of your own that I might do to make things better, I'm open to hearing them. So alright, well, stay tuned for part 4, which will be our planting. Take care.